Tigers. Here's your ball game. Nick Marshall stands in, steps up, he's going to throw downfield, just a home run ball, and it is tipped up, and Lewis caught it on the deflection. Lewis is going to score. Lewis is going to score. All right, here we go. 56-yarder. Does not have the leg. And Chris Davis takes it in the back of the end zone. He'll run it out to the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow! Oh my God! Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
The 2013 Auburn Tigers are without a doubt one of the craziest stories ever in college football. The tipped Hail Mary to beat Georgia, and then the kick six the next week versus Alabama are two of those sports moments where I remember exactly where I was when it happened. That 2013 Auburn team had a miracle season, and their story is one that is more interesting than many people might remember.
Wins the BCS National Championship.
Auburn had just finished their season a perfect 14-0, winning the national championship over Oregon, led by junior Cam Newton. This was head coach Gene Chizik's second season with the Tigers. He took over for Tommy Tuberville, and no one expected these type of results in his second year. But after that season, Auburn would go 8-5 in 2011. Then in 2012, they would just completely fall off and go 3-8 and not win a single SEC game. This would result in the worst season for Auburn in the past 60 years, and then resulted in them firing Gene Chizik, and Auburn then hired the guy who was the offensive coordinator for them during that 2010 season, Arkansas State head coach Gus Malzahn.
Our unanimous choice is Gus Malzahn. Unanimous choice. Please join me in welcoming our 26th head football coach, Coach Gus Malzahn. Gus?
War Eagle.
Gus Malzahn was at Auburn from 2009 through 2011 as their offensive coordinator before being hired by Arkansas State, and in his first year at State, they went 9-3 and won the Sun Belt Conference. Malzahn was bringing a fast-paced, high-octane offense that ran no huddle and tried to outpace you to Auburn. At the quarterback spot was JUCO transfer Nick Marshall, who was a former cornerback at Georgia but was kicked off the team. Cam Newton was a JUCO transfer before coming to Auburn, and he threw for 3,488 yards and 38 touchdowns in his only season at the JUCO level. But Nick Marshall threw for 4,237 yards and 37 touchdowns. The Tigers also had running back Trey Mason, who took over college football this season, rushing for almost 2,000 yards and 24 touchdowns overall. Going into the season, Auburn had no expectations. They were supposed to finish 5th in their division in the SEC, and they didn't even receive a single top 25 vote to start out the year. However, Arkansas State did. Just shows how big of a year Auburn fans were in for. To start out the season, Auburn went their first 8 weeks without being ranked. They also won their first 3 games.
Able to hold on, and the Gus Malzahn era will start with a 31-24 victory. Oh, tonight an impressive 38-9 win over Gus Malzahn's old team, Arkansas State. SEC opener. Oh, what a dramatic finish. Auburn 24, Mississippi State 20.
Their only slip-up during the season was their 4th game versus number 6 LSU after a bad start to the game, but after that one, Tigers went on a roll.
Marshall steps back, waits to go down, and now we'll take a knee. 30-22, our final in Air Stadium. Auburn wins on homecoming in impressive fashion, 62-3. That they are back. 45-41. Auburn defeats number 7 Texas A&M here in Kyle Field. Final play, and the Tigers will have cruised to a 45-10 win. Picks up the win, 35-17. Tigers run away from Tennessee here on Rocky Top, winning 55-23 to improve to 9-1 on the season.
Now we have made it to the final 4 games of the season, where Auburn had one of the craziest 4-game stretches in college football history. Auburn and Georgia faced off on November 16th of 2013 at Jordan-Hare. The Tigers had control of this game from the start, leading 27-10 at halftime. However, Aaron Murray and the Bulldogs battled their way back versus number 7 Auburn, and thanks to a late stop with 5 minutes left, Georgia drove down the field and Aaron Murray ran from the 10-yard line for a touchdown with less than 2 minutes left. But Auburn still had a chance and their dream season was on the line. The first 3 plays went nowhere and only lost time without gaining anything. Now it was all up to a 4th and 18 with the season on the line, and well, you know the rest.
And Lewis got it on the deflection. Lewis is going to score. Lewis is going to score. Lewis is going to score. Touchdown, Auburn.
Oh, man.
Get it.
Now.
I've never seen anything like this fourth quarter.
I like to say home run praise off. Without my teammates, it wouldn't be possible. Without trusting my coaches, it would be possible. We believe.
Gus Malzahn has resuscitated this program.
Auburn had survived, and after that week, they had jumped from the number 7 to the number 4 ranking, and they had their biggest test yet, a date with number 1 Alabama. This year's Iron Bowl was going to be a good one. Game day was there and this place was electric. The teams traded punches early on and Bama took control up 21-7, but Trey Mason and Nick Marshall helped stabilize their offense and the Tigers ran down at the end of the half and to start the third to tie it up. But Alabama had a 99-yard touchdown pass, and had they not missed a field goal, converted a 4th down, and ran the clock down more in the red zone, they easily could have won this game. But they had to take another field goal, which they missed, and now Auburn still had a chance with less than 3 minutes remaining. And with 40 seconds left, Nick Marshall threw a pass right behind the line of scrimmage to Sammy Coates that tied this game up 28-28 with less than 30 seconds left. Now Alabama still had some wiggle room, and they ran some quick plays that Auburn didn't defend very well, and with 1 second left on the clock, Alabama attempted a 57-yard field goal with a freshman kicker to win the Iron Bowl, and this play right here rocked college football.
On the way. No, returned by Chris Davis. Davis goes left. Davis gets a block. Oh my God! Davis has another block. Chris Davis.
He can go all the way. Touchdown, game over. Touchdown, game over. Oh my God.
No flags. Touchdown, Auburn.
Auburn had defeated Alabama in an instant classic, and the Tigers would make it to the SEC championship game. And in the title, they played another team with a Cinderella season in Missouri, and they gave the Tigers a real run for their money by scoring 42 points. But Auburn shut them out in the 4th, and the Auburn Tigers would win the SEC championship. Now this game was played before the college football playoff, and the Tigers were not the best overall team this season. That belonged to Florida State and Jameis Winston. The Seminoles were undefeated so far this season, and thanks to Ohio State losing to Michigan State, Auburn had a chance to face them and complete their dream season. But this national championship was different and one of the best ones we have seen. Auburn played well and actually led this game 21-3 with less than 4 minutes left in the half. Jameis Winston drove them down the field to score, and Florida State slowly chipped away and made it a 1-point game with less than 5 minutes left. Auburn scored a field goal to go up 4, and then this happened.
Going to bring it out. This is Kermit Whitfield on the left side, a hold to the 30, 35, yeah! 40, Kermit Whitfield to the 50, to the 40, Kermit Whitfield to the 30, to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown FSU!
Now this hurt, but Auburn right after this play drove right down the field in what felt like a championship winning drive thanks to Trey Mason running his way into the end zone that put them up 3. Now Auburn fans do kind of wish that he had went down on that hit, but he didn't, and Jameis Winston still had a chance. And Florida State drove all the way from the 30 with a minute left. With 17 seconds, Kelvin Benjamin grabbed a touchdown over Chris Davis, who returned the kick 6, and Florida State won the national championship. This Auburn team was so close to capping off one of the biggest Cinderella runs in college football history. They led college football in rushing this year, and they ran their way to the title game but fell just short. Since that national championship appearance, the Tigers have been consistent under Gus, but nowhere near what they accomplished in their first season there. Sometimes I find the loser in the championship way more interesting than the actual champion. It's always that what if that intrigues me. And the 2013 Auburn Tigers will always be remembered in my book as one of the craziest turnarounds in one season ever.